What's up, Buck fans? Happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing well. Forgive us for not starting exactly on time. We on Buck time right now. If you know, you know. But I want to welcome everybody to another great episode of Bucs Report, the aftermath, where again we are here. We are fans of the game of football first, but we are fans of the Buccaneers second. But we talk ball. We've had our records speak for itself. We've said a lot of shit. Put it this way. The things that y'all know about Baker on Netflix was told on this app, on our site during the football season, not because, we were super guessing, because of our ball knowledge, because of what we looked at. We saw how Baker was playing. So we saw the throws, we saw the injuries, we saw the toll it took. So again, shout out to Bucs Report that showed you that, especially the dude. But again, as always, subscribe to that channel, y'all. YouTube's, Apple Music, and Spotify. Might as well get some Buccaneers football in your system before y'all go out in Tampa, go to Ybor City, David Island, wherever the fuck, anywhere off Mayberry Highway, whatever strip club you're going to, handle your business. But you might as well talk to us to get you hyped, because we have every reason to be hyped. The Bucs are going to be a threat, especially now that we're healthy. So, but no further ado, let's bring on our certified championship-winning defensive-minded coach, a.k.a. Slick, the British guy who's always fly. What's up?
My man.
Now, Slick, I'm glad you're up here on the board, because now we got something that we need our fans to do. Now, fellow Buck fans, we have been bestowed a nice little honor among us, and we would like for you all to vote for us. So I want to show you this. Now, the aftermath is considered one of the best podcasts. Shouldn't be surprising, because, like I said, we give you football content, we educate and entertain. It's hard to do both. Too many people do more entertaining than educating. But again, you see these heavyweights we're at. We would love for you to please. It's a daily vote, so one time is not enough. The link right there, you see it. Please go out there, show your love, and support Bucs Report, the aftermath, because like I said, we give you good fire-ass content. Otherwise, we wouldn't be up here. So check it out. And then for me personally, you can do the same thing at that same link. I am up there with these heavy hitters on TikTok. I ain't got nowhere near the followers, but it's nice to be recognized. Like I say that with humility. I just hope you guys show your support. So please, the aftermath and myself, go vote. Your vote matters, especially in this country. But how have you been, Slick?
Yes, sir.
How you been, sir?
I've been good. The season's finished, so I'm out of football, so I can now get
Nice. How'd you guys do overall, in your opinion?
It's been all right, man. It's been a hard season. It's been. Officially, we went 1-7 and just stayed up. But we found out a team played us with illegal players.
Wow.
And that wasn't officially signed to their roster, so we are now 3-6, 3-5.
Oh shit!
It doesn't I'm not happy about it either way, because I'm like, they're all fucking celebrating. I'm like, I ain't celebrating fucking Mickey Mouse wins. I ain't doing that shit.
I hear you, but people out there doing deflate gates out there, out here deflating and picking other people. That ain't right.
They had people playing who were not on the roster.
That's fucked up. But hey, you did your job. If you had to say, what is it?
Pictures didn't match.
Well, if you go back and decide to work with that group again, what is it that you want to improve?
I mean, to be honest, I'm really happy that the DB unit has done what it's done this year. So in the last game that we played, and we did lose it, we had 5 interceptions.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
Let that sink in, how poor the offense was. 5 interceptions. So I'm
Damn.
pleased where the DB unit's at. I want it to get better, of course. I want more. I'm a hungry man. I'm never satisfied. Never fucking satisfied. And I've told my group that, and I said, I'm not satisfied, nor should you be. We're chasing excellence. So that's what we got to do. We're going to keep stepping up and keep working. There's plenty of things. I just wish I can get my guys to stop staring down quarterbacks, because that's probably been our biggest bugaboo of when we do make stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
It's usually staring down quarterbacks. But I got showed a new way to do zone coverage, which I've never seen before. I've never really been seen. Some guy did a seminar on cover 3, and it's about how you play zone, but not exactly spot dropping, but kind of like spot dropping. It was really interesting.
Okay.
The different types of, so a corner would, and I'll just go into it briefly because obviously we got a show to get through. But for example, if you are a corner and you do not have a slot receiver, you can play what's called a man turn. So when the wide receiver goes deep, you turn with him. If you have a deep threat, you should split as you start to backpedal. You should drift towards the slot until he becomes a non-factor, and that way you are taking away the easier throw, so to speak.
Okay.
And you still have time with decent athleticism. You still have time to make up. Depends on the split as well. I mean, I think there's a lot more to it than that. To be honest, I don't particularly. It's not my cup of tea, but
yeah, I was going to ask, because in that scenario, what is your strong safety going to do? Because typically, I would want my strong safety at least look at the slot to check him out at least. But what is your strong safety assignment going to be? If you had to say.
Right there, and that's the thing to look at. Me personally, it depends on what's on the other side, right?
See,
it depends on what the setup is. Because the problem is, if they go in a pure spread,
yeah,
he's going to be split because he can't go both ways.
Right,
the can't go both ways. But I suppose the idea is one of those guys is going to be open, and the quarterback's still got to find him, and that's the harder part.
Okay,
It was just different.
I can get with that. I mean, hey, if it works, as long as it works, because remember, Slick, what did you tell people? No scheme in football is perfect. So if you guys think that any scheme in football is perfect, Slick will be the first to tell you you're not, and he's right. Because if the Joes don't match it, it doesn't mean shit. So, again, if you got Vince Wilfork and you put him at the 3 tech as a defensive tackle, that's dumb. You're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, you put him there to give someone a breather. You put him there to change up the look. You don't put him there to expect impact.
Right. That's exactly. But some people out there, Slick, will think, well, his name is Vince Wilfork, and he's a good guy, so I'm going to just throw him wherever. That's not how football works. Everybody has their assignment. Again, I would not want to be trying to, if Slick was a receiver and I'm the corner and I'm playing zone, I'm going to get fucking cooked. Because Slick is going to, first of all Slick's going to do is run a hitch, and I'm going to bite. Or if Slick runs a slant, I'm fucked because I'm too short. So I'm going to have to play catch up. And God forbid, if Slick's head, he can trot. So I'm done. So football.
But if you're running head at me, I'm taking your feet. I ain't got no chance.
Exactly. So there it is.
Part of that body. I'm going for ankles, and that's it.
Football is, ladies and gentlemen, is about knowing your Jimmies and Joes, then executing the X's and O's. If you do it the opposite way, that's why coaches get fired. Because in their mind, well, my scheme is this way. Well, your scheme is shit because you're putting these players in wrong positions. Now, let's get to the topic of discussion. Now, Slick, we've been talking about the Bucs draft and everything, how we have been explaining from the standpoint why the Bucs are the best simply because they have players with the most experience. But since a certain dumbass Saints fan base, everything is all fucking hope. So, Slick, we're going to play their little game because this is what kills me. Slick, don't you hate when people talk about how good their team has gotten better in the offseason, but they yet to explain that anybody else in the division did the same thing? Doesn't that shit just not make sense? Like, well, we got better, but hey, what about this team? It doesn't matter. We're better. You know how that makes no fucking sense? This doesn't make sense.
I think with me, how I always look at it is everyone tries to get better. Yeah, that's the goal. And we can all fall in love with draft picks because we watched their highlight tapes, because we've seen what they did in college. It's really more about seeing if it translates. For all we know, we could have players on our squad that we've drafted that could be busts. The Saints could have drafted people on their squad that could be busts. They could have drafted a diamond in the rough. But the intelligence test is, at the moment, in the whole prequel of it all, I would say the Buccaneers are in a better position than the Saints, and we're probably I would say we're in the best position we've been in quite some time. I mean, the Mike Evans thing still hurts, but you've got to move on.
Right. That's an emotional thing, Slick. That's an emotional thing. From a football standpoint, that could be a blessing for the Bucs. And why? Now you got receivers where you don't know how to scheme, because now it's all shit. We were used to being like just double Evans or do this and their offense doesn't work. What if Zach comes in and go, oh, yeah, I got something for you motherfuckers. Now I'm going to run a certain offense where I can switch my X's out, because you got three capable receivers, Slick. You got Emeka, Jalen McMillan, and you got Ted Hurst.
It is a new game plan. A whole new game plan now. Mike, like you just hit the nail on the head. You take Mike Evans away. It doesn't necessarily make it easy. It means you've now got to work out what the Buccaneers are going to do now that they don't have Mike Evans. Are they just going to do the same thing, but they're going to use a different dude? Or they're going to do something completely different and a new offensive coordinator? Bucs fans, don't be surprised if the Buccaneers come out swinging to begin with, or even maybe take a while to find their feet. But once they get going, they really start to turn it up. Just because it's guys learning a new scheme. I don't think the scheme will be massively changed. I think it'll be. I didn't hate our scheme. I hate the delivery of it. Yeah. All plays work. There is no play in fucking football that doesn't work. They've all worked because they've worked at the collegiate level, they've worked at the high school level, they've worked at an NFL level. It's the execution. The Jimmys and Joes understanding the X's and O's. And if you can get them to do that, you are fucking golden. Simplifying is a really good way of getting your guys up. Get them to the level where you want them to be, and then add another layer, add another layer, add another layer. That's what coaches do. Start simple and add layers, build a foundation, right? If you go too complex too quick, you might lose the room and it's just too much. And that's what we've been arguing about Bowles for years and years, is that his scheme's exotic and it's all well and good, but first-year players don't always excel in it.
And you said this, the key word, lose the room. Sometimes players can get upset and you can lose that because you get, like you said, Slick, we just use that scenario. You wouldn't want your coach to have me one-on-one and I'm running straight at you and your coach just says, yeah, just tackle him. You're going to be like, the fuck? Unless that's the last.
Block me, I don't want any part of it either.
There you know what I'm saying? Right. But if you have a coach we know this, ladies and gentlemen, there are coaches out there, not even just NFL level, collegiate, high school, peewee. This is my way. And there's ego and pride behind that. But that is why people get fired. I just want to establish something, Slick, that just because you're in that position doesn't mean you're the most qualified. It just means you are convenient at that moment. So some coaches will fuck up players. The Grizzard, like you said, Slick, it was delivered terribly. All of our wide receivers should not have been running verticals when you have a banged up line. That's why Baker was getting fucked up, because when you, ladies and gentlemen, when you run verticals, that requires timing. If your line can't keep your quarterback in the right position at least 3 seconds, what are we doing? Better yet, Slick, what if your receivers can't get that separation running verticals? Everybody's not meant to be a vertical guy. That's the issue.
So guys, that cutting dude, and I will say this just to add a little layer into the chat. The Buccaneers go up against our defense. He's got to use cushion coverage against our defense quite often. So why the hell have we not got a really good intermediate to shallow passing game? Because they would have done that fucking cushion coverage all day long. And it's like, if I was scheming against the Buccaneers, I would just run loads of short, intermediate, 5 to 7 yard routes, and maybe have one deep routes to pull players away. Yeah, pull that safety away, pull that corner away, move players in position so I can get somebody out the ball that I actually want to get the ball and get them to work up the field. I'm honestly surprised the Buccaneers didn't develop a kind of passing game like that, because one of the complaints I had in my team was they my corners look at cornerbacks because they know the ball's going to get underthrown by our quarterbacks because they can't throw very far. Yep. So they're used to it. And then they go up against a quarterback who can sling it and they're like, oh shit, expecting that underthrown pass that they're going to pick off and run. It's not an underthrown pass anymore. It's straight to the dude.
Mm-hmm. And that's why
that's how you practice how you play. So if your team is unable, like if you're not playing against a vertical passing game, you might struggle against a vertical passing game. If your team doesn't, I expect NFL teams to be multiple because this is the fucking NFL, right? But you would have thought somewhere in that offense is a quick, short, intermediate passing game that can just be, or even a quick game that can be utilized when needed. And when you've got a banged up line, I've heard the great Deion Sanders say, I can't remember who it was. It was a couple of years ago. It was years and years ago about the playoffs. I think it was Saxonville they were called at the time. And they were playing the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. And they were talking about how lethal this Jacksonville's pass rush will be and that it will cause havoc for Tom Brady. And do you know what Deion Sanders says? He'll just play the quick game. You get the ball, 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 you get the ball. Ain't no one going to fucking sack him. He knows what you're going to do with. He knows he has no time. He's just going to be quick, deliver, done. And that's what happened. Essentially, run game, quick passing game.
And
that's what I do.
You're right. And
that's it.
He had the receivers to do it. That's the most important thing, Slick. You're right. He had the players to do that. And that's what they did best. You have to have the dudes. If he would have did the Grizzly plan,
is Danny Amendola known for fucking taking off down the field and taking mossing people? No. What about Julian Edelman? They
are quick. They are quick route guys. Scrappy. That's the perfect word. Scrappy. And that's another thing, Slick. If your corners can't beat that scrappiness, then they're going to get open because when you're scrappy, you know how to get that separation at the right time. That's what Edelman and Amendola did best. So
it was good hands and scrappy.
And now, Slick, we're going to get to the Disney part because I've always said this. Unless you are a fucking loaded roster and you really, all you need is a draft player to determine where your team goes to the Super Bowl, I get you. But Saints fucking fans, you don't have a loaded team. If anything, your defense is going to be a fucking liability losing to Mario Davis. This is them Slick. Well, no, we got Caden Ellis. Caden Ellis over to Mario fucking Davis. Okay, so anyway, Slick.
Mario Davis is like the staple of that defense.
That's my point. But we're gonna
like us losing Levante David. It's gonna hurt. It's fucking gonna hurt. That's my only worry about this season is what's this team's defensive identity going to be when the leader in chief is no longer there?
I got you. Now I do think Alex Anzalone will have some type of stability. Why? Because at this point of his career, let's be real, Slick. Levante said he loafed. Alex Anzalone is still a damn good linebacker.
Oh, for sure.
That's why but remember, Slick, we told people in business, just because they got rid of them doesn't mean that they were ass. They just couldn't afford them.
What cap how were the Saints in? They had to get rid of fucking everybody.
Exactly. That's why I tell people you can't go by that. They had to fucking pay Jack Campbell. They couldn't afford Jack and Alex. And if they don't pay Jack might have came to the Bucs, and that would have been a hallelujah moment. But, Slick, I want to give people this. They talk about the what-ifs with their rookies. So we're going to play that game. Let's do it, everybody. Since you Saints fans have been so much slurping off your off-season and your draft, let's do this, Slick. I got it. Got him. So let's bring it up. Now, that's Ruben Bain for the Bucs, Monroe with the Panthers, Jordan Tyson with the Saints, and Avion Terrell with the Falcons. Now, that was the second round. Let's start with the Saints since they love Jordan Tyson so much. So, Slick, if Jordan Tyson can be just an average to above average receiver, I'm not here to say this, but yes, the Saints will have a more potent offense if Olave is healthy. We're not saying that he won't be. He is a good player. Now, yes, the best case scenario, I can see him Slick getting between 700 to 900 yards, 6 to 7 touchdowns, and that would help complement Olave. Yeah, that would also help their pass game with the run game because they did get Etienne in the offseason. They did get Edwards at their offensive line, even though Cesar Ruiz is fucking trash at the right guard. But Slick, if Jordan Tyson can perform at the level that they expect, then yes, this offense will be close to a top 10 offense. But again, here's the backdrop, Slick. We don't know what Tyler Shock is going to be like. Tyler Shuck. Now let's look at this, Slick. Are you aware, Slick, that Jordan Tyson has multiple injury histories? ACL and hamstring that's lingering. Now, Slick, he didn't even do any offseason shit. He'll go to report the training camp, but is going to be limited. Now, some of his best route Slicks are go routes, comebacks. Do they not realize, Slick, that requires your hamstrings to be healthy to do that? What if they bring him out, Slick, and he's not ready and he does those type of routes and he tears something and now he's out 6 weeks?
So hamstring, so I'm just looking at this. Hamstring strains in both legs. That was last year and the year before, pre-draft. Collarbone fracture. That's not much to go with it, but it required him to have surgery. A torn ACL, MCL, and PCL while playing against Oregon, causing him to miss the rest of the 2022 to slow his availability into 2023, which it looks like he had the entirety of that off. Yeah.
See,
I mean, all it takes is that welcome to the NFL moment. He could get injured in camp.
That Slick, and we're not. And again, guys, we want him to be healthy. We're just talking about the reality. The reality of this shit is, Slick, what if they rush him back like Grizzard did with Evans against Detroit? What happens if they make him do a go route and something pops? Or as you said, he gets hit by a corner or a linebacker or a safety the wrong way. Now you put him, you set him back. And now, again, Slick, God forbid, he's out. If he's out more than 4 weeks, there goes your season. Because remember, they got Detroit and Baltimore opening the first 2 games on the road. That seems like an 0-2 start right there. And mind you this, Slick, Olave has a blood clot issue. Now, I think it's cleared up now, but still, that's something to look out for. And again, Olave, prayers up. Hope you're healthy. But do you see now, Slick, why I've been trying to tell Saints fans, you're like, lower your expectations. And again, we don't know what Tyler Shuck is going to be like, Slick. After 8 games, we don't know what he's going to be like.
Nope.
Now they have film on him.
He could be awful. He could be fucking awful.
He can be fucking awful. You know, it reminds me of the Falcons. Remember, Slick, when Falcons fans said, wait and see what Penix was like, and what happened?
Yep.
They had to bring in another quarterback because he couldn't get it done. So, Saints fans, the problem is, Slick, there's too many what ifs for the Saints team than more
and I think that's the problem. When you have, I would say if the what ifs for the Buccaneers are not that many. The biggest what if I would say is, can the offense get on page with the new offensive coordinator? That's my first one. Number 2, can the defense survive without Levante David? If those 2 answers are yeses, are good, then I'm more than happy. I'll be more than happy. I would expect the this Buccaneers team to do well this year. I'm not going to say they're going to be amazing. I still think they're going to probably hit no more than 11 wins. I don't think it's physically possible for a Coach Bowles team to get more than 11, but that will be enough to put us in the postseason, and it might be enough to make us compete against some of the big dogs. But I just don't think this team has the mentality under Coach Bowles to win 12 plus games. I don't see it.
That's why I'm kind of hoping Slick Zach Robinson takes it from here and be like, you know what? I'm going to be the new coach anyway, so let me just talk my shit. But that's a whole another topic for another day. So, again, Saints fans, as you can see, we're here to talk logic, not emotions. Now, let's go over to the Falcons, Slick. Again, Avian Terrell, second-round pick. This should be fast. He's not starting over any of the starting corners. It's going to take time for him. He's the depth piece. He's a good depth piece. And I like it for them.
He's a guy that I think will have flashes in the year, but he will never. He shouldn't carve out a starting role, which is surprising why they went down that route. I don't know what why they wouldn't go down another wide receiver, why they wouldn't look at other players that were available, maybe helping shore up their defense and making their defense a bit tougher with a bit more teeth. I didn't really get the pick at the time. I don't know why you go for a cornerback. I mean, you don't want to draft for depth when your first pick is a second rounder. You're looking for a guy. I'm not saying immediate splash, but you want someone who's going to who can fill in a starting spot with your first two picks.
I agree. I just think at this point the Falcons are in a let's find an identity, and most of the Falcon fans that I've talked to, Slick, they're realistic. They're like, hey, if Tua's healthy, we have a chance at least being competitive, but they're not looking to be like, oh, we're going to win the NFC South. For them, it's more of a we just want to be in the right direction. So I can dig that. Now let's get to Monroe because the Panthers, Slick. The Panthers they're catching the Bucs injury bug like we did last year. They already have Tyler Moton. He's going to be out with blood clot, and it could be a significant time. So please heal up, my man. I hope the best for you. Then they got their linebacker, their guy Scrouton. He's out for the season. Then Derek Brown is dealing with injuries. So right now, Slick, the Panthers with their schedule, it's not looking good for them either. It ain't looking good.
Yeah, they got a tough schedule.
And I'll give you their schedule, Slick. Here's their schedule. Their first 7 weeks, their first 8 weeks is going to determine their season. They play the Bears, at the Falcons, at Cleveland, then Detroit, at Philly, Tampa, at Green Bay, then Denver.
Can you say the first three again?
Yeah. At Chicago, at Atlanta, and then Cleveland.
So the two easiest games in that whole fucking thing is Atlanta and Cleveland. They're the two easiest games.
Yeah.
I don't mean easiest. I didn't say they were easy. They're the easiest games out of that lot. So you could imagine being 2-5.
Yeah. Or 2-6.
Hey, free. If they come out of that 7 games and they are in plus territory where they've got more wins than losses, they've done extremely well.
Oh, I've said that too, Slick. You're right. If they're 4-3, they're getting. That means more than likely that defense is legit and Bryce Young is being competitive. Because just think about it. He's gonna have to outduel Caleb. He's gonna have to outduel Tua. He's gonna have to outduel Goff, outduel Jalen, outduel Baker, outduel Jordan Love, and then outduel Bo Nix. That's a really hard thing to do. So I say this, Slick, if they're 2-6, their season is done. If the Panthers are 2-6, I honestly think, Slick, their season's done. It's too much. Imagine having to come back from 4 games.
That's a lot to overcome.
Well, remember, after Denver, they got New Orleans, Baltimore, Minnesota, New Orleans, the Bengals, Pittsburgh, Seattle, and the Falcons again.
Yeah. You go into the next part of it. It's like, yeah, yeah, they got the Saints. That's cool. Can we beat them? I think the Saints get, and then you put that. That's like a 5-win season.
And mind you, their linebacker Scrouton, their starting guy, he's gone. Moton can be gone for a while, and by the time he gets back, he's still got to get in NFL shape.
That's an ugly ass fucking. And we could have had that schedule had we.
Yes, exactly. Had we won, so it might have been a blessing for us not to fucking win. But again, and Monroe Freeland is coming in now. Now, Slick, Monroe Freeland is a project. Is he good? Yes, but to take over Moton's position, who's a damn near 10-year veteran, absolutely not. Slick, I want you to explain to people, Slick, because maybe people don't get it from me, but can you explain to people the difficulties of a lineman coming in, starting to take the spot of a high caliber player, a veteran at that?
I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, really. I mean, veterans know exactly what they're doing. They have all the tricks and tools in the playbook. The only time is if they're long in the tooth. If they're long in the tooth, they're not as effective as they once were. A young buck could show them up. It's possible. Yeah, it is possible.
Right.
It didn't happen for us with Tristan, to be fair, because we never really had anyone on that line that was, let's be honest, that fucking good.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, when you look at what they've done, it's not impossible, but it ain't going to be fucking easy. It's not a guaranteed spot.
Mm-hmm. It's not. And that is the issue that I was trying to explain to them. And a lot of Panther fans get it. Slick. They're like, yeah, but now your defense, the guy that you needed to help, Jalen Phillips, now he's gone. So now it's a big hole that they thought. And with that schedule, Slick, as you can see, it's looking bad. It's looking bad. Now let's get to Bain. Out of everyone in this draft right here within the NFC South, Slick, he's projected to be the best at what he does. And that's all I was telling people, especially dumbass Saints fans. Slick, peep this. Kalijah Kancey will be back fully healthy. Vita Vea, Yaya Diaby. If Bain gets between 6 to 8 sacks, I can already see this defense being like between 13 and 17. Imagine this, Slick. Imagine if Kancey and Vita does their job and Bain ends up getting 10 to 13 sacks.
I don't think Bain is going to get anything higher than.
I know. I'm just saying if we're going by the Saints' logic, because they said,
yeah.
If we're doing
I liked how you were realistic and went between 7's a good point to get to.
Yes.
9 would be like the cherry on top, and it double digit would be like, oh my god, you got the tears of Vince McMahon. It's like 1 to 2.
Yep, and then you just go
4 to 5. Yeah,
right. Oh God! If he got more than 10 sacks, man, look, we would both be sitting here doing cartwheels and shit. But yes, no, 6 and 8, between 6 and 8 is my most realistic. That's my realistic one.
But what I'm hoping is it helps everybody else. Like I don't care that in his first year that Bain only gets 7 sacks.
Yes.
If it means Yaya Diaby gets 10 sacks, and it means Kalijah Kancey gets 9 sacks, and Vita Vea gets 6 or 7 sacks, and and all the other guys eat on the line as well because of what he's doing, the disruption that he's doing, the double teams that he may command or what have you. That is more valuable, because trust me, there's people know that, say, JJ Watt or your TJ Watts of the world or your Myles Garrett. Imagine being on the line next to Myles Garrett or the opposite side of that line, just being on that line. You know that you might just have an opportunity to go one-on-one with a dude because you ain't going to get double teamed today. You get the run. Can you imagine being a Vita Vea going, all I have to do is fucking hit this fucking center as hard as I fucking can, and this poor guard has got to fucking think how the fuck he's going to get past me and our boy Bain.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of it.
That's the point.
I played a little. I didn't play line, but we did a bit of scout, and they needed some. We did a bit of scout, and we didn't have enough players, so I just jumped in on scout. I tell you the difference. We call double A, which means both of our tackles play each side of the center. So their feet are going off his feet. As a guard, I had him on the free tech. And I'm not thinking about blocking him because we're simulating, we're in thinking. But I still have to think about where I'm putting my hands or what have you, just to simulate everything. And I tell you what, my brain was for a second. I was like, he was there, now he's there. You have to think. And that is why simulated pressures, this is why stunts, this is why changing your line looks works, because it keeps the offensive line guessing. They go, who's my guy now? Who's my guy now? Who's my guy now? Who's my fucking guy? Because there's a guy in your lane. Technically, there's not. Like, I'm waiting for a guy here. He's not there no more. He's outside of my frame on the other one.
I hear you.
He's they're 2 1s. They're 2 1.
I hear you, and that's the scary thing, Slick. And I pray that they do this, because this will be a fatal mistake for offensive coordinators. If people think that Bain is the primary pass rusher that they need to worry about, it's not. It's Kalijah Cansey. Bain, as you just said, Slick, that's a rookie. If they have more expectations on Bain than Cansey, that's the fatal mistake, because now, like you said, all Vita got to do is plug up the holes. Vita playing Cansey playing the 5. He's the cleanup guy. Yeah, Vita, you handle that while I get to the quarterback. And remember, Cansey can stop the run as well.
You just set that fucking edge. That's all I need you to do. Set the fucking edge, and don't let anything east and west pop out. Don't let that quarterback pop out. Fucking keep him east and west. We'll cover the middle. Can you just imagine going 1, 5, and 7 on one side? And you know what I mean. Vita, Cansey, and Bain. That is a side that nobody wants to play to.
No, because now you're like, oh, shit. And then here's what makes it sweeter. Oh, you can try to pass if you like. Now we got Alex Anzalone back there who can cover, who knows his assignment. And it's like, oh, fuck. I can't just throw it in the middle like I used to. And remember, we have fucking depth. That's the beauty, Slick, that I tried to tell a lot of people. We got depth now. So now Vita doesn't have to be out there 8 straight plays. Vita, after this 3rd play, get on out. Hey, Alshon, come on in. And you can still leave Cansey out there. Hey, Bain, let's get out. David Walker, come on in. Alshon Muhammad, Alkeem Muhammad, come on in. Nelson, come on in. Rotation. Now you have people like you used to say, it's like, fuck. I know how this person works, but how does this person work? I'm tired. Or my fucking quarterback is fucking up right now. That is why I told these bum-ass Saints fans, Slick, I'm like, even in a perfect world, even if your team does everything at their best, what if the Bucs, Panthers, or Falcons do everything at their best? We still have the better team. Baker is the best quarterback in the NFC South, Slick, and he clears. Again, why don't people see that shit? Well, Shaw could get to him. Motherfucker, how do you know that? Kellen Moore is a genius. Kellen Moore's not throwing the fucking football. He's just telling you where to throw it. It won't mean shit.
There's so many.
And also, Kellen
many
Moore can't read the coverages all the time.
There are guys who are considered. Is John Gruden a genius?
According to some people, he can be.
Okay, but he has had seasons where he has had losing seasons.
That's right.
And I would say it's not down to his offensive play. I think he makes things a little too complicated, in my opinion. But that's just me. I think he likes that sexiness of the complication. That's his thing.
34, 65 sluggo seam, triple beam. Yes, that's his shit.
That's his shit. He likes that shit, and that's fine. You know, it sounds sexy. He likes that shit. But can you teach it to an idiot? And if you can't teach it to an idiot, you're fucked. Because at the end of the day, you drafted a guy. You can get angry that he doesn't know, but you're the teacher.
Yep.
You're the fucking teacher. You need right. As a teacher, Your job is to get these kids to pass the test so they can go on and have glorious careers and whatever they need to do. It's on you to teach them. You can get angry at them all day fucking long that they don't understand, and they're dumb players that don't. That's on your ability to teach. My biggest gripe about Gruden was he never developed fuck all. The players that he did develop, he ran into the ground.
Yep. Cadillac.
Yep. And that's my only gripe with him. I think he's a really smart play caller. I think he's got a really good offensive mind. I don't think he's good at developing talent in-house. I think he's a poor teacher.
I agree. It's the same thing.
You gave him a group of fucking veterans that have all played the NFL, which is why he's veteran heavy. If you look at any team, he gets veterans because they know the game of football, and he has to do less teaching. But you have to spend those draft picks.
It's
and
the
your
same thing
team
with
has to stay young. You can't keep getting veterans in forever.
I agree. It's the same thing with Bo Slick. Haven't we said, who has he truly developed? Now, when he has a veteran, Bowls typically can amplify their game.
I'm not going to be too hard on him because I will say that Antoine Winfield has been up and down. So I'm not going to give him that, but I'm not going to say that's a slight against him. I think the corners did thrive under him to begin with. We won a Super Bowl with his corners, so he knows how to develop defensive backs. I think that's his thing. Yeah, defensive backs is the best part of what you get with Bowles. He's pretty decent at getting defensive backs ready. It's the rest of it that I find a little.
That's my point. No linebackers he can develop. None. The pass rush he doesn't develop. But in hindsight, that's not his thing. And some coaches are just not. Everybody's not going to be Mike Tomlin, where you can just know how to amplify everything and find a way.
There's different coaches, right?
Yeah,
but that's why you should fill your staff with players that complement your weaker areas. Yeah.
Yep.
So if I'm not a great developer of talent, I'm damn sure making my position coaches are.
Facts. Now, before we go into this next one, again, Bucs fans community, this is what I need you to do. Again, please go to this site. Vote for us. As you can see, we give you football logic, football terminology. We know the game. We're here to educate and entertain. So again, the aftermath, that's the link right there. And then for myself, the same link. Just go here, check me out, best personality. Now, the dude is about to come in because Slick, I want you to look at this goofy ass Saints prediction. And then, dude, come on and do your worst. Slick, just look at this bullshit.
Hey, what is that propaganda up on our screen right there? What? Hey, Saints fan, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about, and y'all gonna learn to respect these boys down in Tampa, okay? And you're constantly telling us, oh, you're not our rival. We don't even think about you. Yet, you scroll through social media, and all the fuck the Saints fans are talking about is the Bucs. Now, if you're not scared or worried, and we're not your rival, then why can't you keep our name out your mouth? And that's the problem, Saints fan. You are all talk. Half the rings, less division championships, less Hall of Famers, less All Pros. And you've got a flower for a logo, bro. A flower. Now, I don't want to spend much time on the Saints because let's be honest. Yeah, you had a cute little hot streak last year that got you from being below 500 to, I don't know, what was it, below 500? So good job. What I'm here for today is love. And the love is when you do something and you do it a little bit different, or you do it a little bit out of the box than everybody else, it's good to see that it gets recognized. And I say that because, as AJ has said earlier, this show you're watching, this one right here, was nominated for Best of the Bay by Creative Loping Magazine and its followers. Now, this isn't some kind of national award. We get that. But what that is recognition that the people who are either watching now or catch us on a replay like what we do, because it's different, because we purposely go the opposite direction of most other outlets. And not to be unmentioned here, we also got AJ up there nominated for Best TikTok Personality. We've got Greg DeCruz, one of our writers, nominated for Best Columnist. We've got JT Olson nominated for Best Sports Writer. And, of course, BucsReport.com nominated for Best Blogger. So we've got the links up in the comments and on all these captions. Just go ahead, do us a favor, and vote, 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 vote. Why? Because I know you're tired of people talking about sports, but doing it through the filter of some kind of corporate sponsorship. These podcasts, and they got all these sponsors up in the corners and all that, they're getting kickback money, and they do control, to an extent, what these other platforms can do, say, and how they do it. Here, the guys you see on this screen, the guys you see on BucsReport.com, you read their work, you watch their content. This is for the love of the game. Okay? We do this because we're tired of turning on NFL Network and ESPN and hearing everybody yell and scream about something that don't even fucking matter. We're tired of the other outlets sucking up to a coach who obviously should have been ran out the fucking city at the end of last year. But we understand. We understand the game. I've been in the game for a minute. I know you have to cater to the organization. I know you have to cater to your sponsorships. But that's what makes us different. We can say what we want, how we want, and when we want it. So again, make sure you follow the guys here on screen, AJ and Coach Slick. Go to BucsReport.com. It's really easy to find. It's Bucs Report, and that's where it'll pop up everywhere. Make sure you vote for the guys here. Show some support. And other than that, here's what I'm going to say. Training camp's right around the corner. The first preseason game is in like 12 days. The first preseason game for the Bucs is in like 18, 19 days. That game we'll see, or one of those preseason games are going to have the reuniting of Coach John Gruden and Rondé Barber calling the play-by-play. That's a beautiful thing. That's a little bit of news. But we just want to get you prepared for the season. And here's, I heard you guys talking earlier about, the draft pick, the big stud Bain. Bucs fans, I know you're enamored with sack totals and that, and that's great. And like Slick said, AJ said, we're not sitting here going to tell you he's going to have 12 sacks. We're going to be realistic and say somewhere, I don't know, between 5 and 8, 5 and 7 sacks. But what you really need to pay attention to is not his sack total this year. It's tackles for loss and quarterback pressures, because Ruben Bain lives in the backfield. And then you also have to watch with this rookie, not the stats that are trackable. Just watch how he's always wreaking havoc. Remember that catchphrase, Bucs fans? Wreaking havoc in the backfield. What these guys brought up earlier and no one else is really talking about, when you've got a bona fide pass rusher like a Ruben Bain coming off the edge, he tends to take up at least one offensive lineman and a tight end as a chipper, or sometimes a straight double team. So that means Ruben Bain's presence should allow people like Yaya Diaby to improve on their statistics. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're understanding this. I know we brought in some veteran pass rushers, but right now, you're the guy. You're the stud. You're the veteran presence. And we all kind of, fell for Yaya and his whole, how he celebrates sacks and, he's young and cool and hip, and that's great. But now it's time to put your big boy pants on. You've got someone on the opposite end of that line who is going to command attention. That means there's going to be some plays where they don't really have an eye on you. And that, my friend, is when you need to reintroduce yourself. So, Yaya, this is one of the biggest seasons of your life. And it's all because the Buccaneers actually drafted, it appears, the right way, and brought in some veteran talent on the defensive side of the ball that's going to help us. Like you guys mentioned earlier, rotation. We're not talking about the rotation where Saints fans sit on stuff and spin around. That's not the rotation we're talking about. We're talking about having at least 5 pass rushers you can cycle in and out, fresh legs, every down, every play, every quarter. With all that said, I just want to circle back. Huge congratulations to all the guys that got nominated for Best of the Bay. If you're not checking out Creative Loafing, it's really easy to find. They're on every social media, Creative Loafing. Go check them out. And while you do that, make sure you vote for us. Creative Loafing, another one of these places that is an independent journalist type website. So they're not going to cater to any corporate BS, kind of like us. But with that said, make sure when you get on Twitter, you follow AJ and Slick. When you get on TikTok, you got to go check out AJ's content, because not only is he dropping knowledge, but he's bringing receipts. And unlike most platforms, we don't let people come on here and talk bullshit without stopping them and correcting them. And if that's not your type of content, well, then you need to walk the fuck on, because we're not going to change who we are just so we can get a couple more clicks. AJ has built up his following, keeping it real. We've built up this whole platform on keeping it real and giving anybody that wants a chance to create content that opportunity. That's our mission statement. It's what we do. It's not that we're saying that we're better than you, but we're fucking better than you. And you know it. Out.
There it is, right there. Boom. And we'll wrap this shit up. But again, Slick, 5 wins for the Bucs. I'll let you take it away, because I've already done enough talking to these silly ass Saints fans. 5 wins and 10 wins, Slick. 10 fucking wins. Now, Slick, I'll give you the Saints schedule if you like, because it is important that we really be real with ourselves.
This shit. Okay, go on. Give me week 1 and I'll do week 1 of the Bucs.
So the Saints, and mind you, these are road games. First 2 games, Detroit, Baltimore, lost. The Raiders, 50-50. But let's be nice. Give them that win. The Falcons, they're going to lose. Vikings, that's a loss. That defense is too much. The Giants, who's a better coach, Slick? Kellen Moore or Jim Harbaugh?
Jim Harbaugh.
And you got a better pass rush with the Giants.
They got a decent running back.
Yep, that's a loss. Yep. They play the Steelers. And this is still October 25th. So Aaron won't be off the wagon by then. So it's still early. I'm going with Pittsburgh. They're going to beat Cleveland. They'll play Carolina at home. I'll give them Carolina. Then they go to Chicago. That's a loss. Then they go to the Cincinnati. Burrow's healthy. That's a loss. Then they play Green Bay. Micah Parsons will be back way by then. That's December 6th. That's a loss. At Carolina, a loss. At Tampa, a loss. Cardinals, a win. At the Falcons, if Tua isn't playing, I'm going to say they win that game because he probably won't be there. But Slick, because the Bucs line is healthy so far, we're going to sweep the Saints. So in reality, I actually have them Slick regressing. Schedule's too hard for them.
That's their ceiling 7 wins.
Yes.
That's their ceiling, in my opinion, unless they catch fire somehow. So I'm going to go and do the Buccaneers in my quick estimation. I do think we will lose week 1. I think if Joe Burrow is ready to roll, we could be in a bit of trouble, and I think we'll be finding our feet a little bit. I think we'll beat the Cleveland Browns. Minnesota Vikings, that's a tough one, and I think it's a toss-up. I will give the Buccaneers the win on that one. Green Bay, I take that back. We'll lose to Minnesota, but we'll beat Green Bay.
Okay.
Dallas is a horrible place for us to go. we might lose that game. Pittsburgh, I think we can come back and win that game. Carolina.
Remember, Moton still might be out.
Hmm?
Moton is going to be out more than likely.
Okay. Carolina is a bit of one of those 50-50 games, but I'm going to split with them.
Okay, so we lose this game.
We'll lose against them at home at their place, but we'll get it back when we play them. Falcons, I think we'll sweep the Falcons.
Okay, we'll beat the Falcons. Now Chicago. What about Chicago?
Chicago's a real tough one. That's another one of those 50-50 games. There's about 5 50-50 games. I think if we split those, then we're looking all right. On my birthday, the Buccaneers will play the Detroit Lions. That's such a game that you just don't know how it's going to go, because if they turn up and they're having a good season, we could get absolutely obliterated.
Yes.
If they're not doing too well, we could end up giving them some real problems. But then going into December, where have I got December?
No, we played Carolina November 30th, so I got us winning that game.
Yep.
I got us beating the Chargers. I'm not scared of the Chargers offense.
No, I'm not bothered about the Chargers.
I think
Baltimore's going to be tough.
We'll lose to Baltimore. It's just
and then New Orleans. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go with the ones that I know are I wouldn't say slam dunks, but I'm more than confident that we'll. 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 games that I'm confident that we'll win. The rest I'm iffy on, right? So if we split those,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
11.
That's an extra 4 wins.
Yeah. I honestly think if this Bucs offense is top 10 and the defense is at least between 12 and 16, 12 wins. It's matchups. I'm not worried about the reason with Minnesota, Slick. I think Kyle Murray is not going to get into his form until mid-season. And remember, Bowles usually is the motherfucking man the first 4 weeks of the season. That's usually when he's in his bag. That's typically his habit.
We need that pass rush to come to its own.
Yes.
Mid-season. It needs to be as lethal as it can be mid-season.
Look, I gotta see what the Bucs are gonna be like after October 18th. Usually that's when we start taking a dip in the mid-season. So let's say we lose against Dallas and Minnesota, we got to beat Pittsburgh. Let's say we lose it at Carolina, we beat the Falcons, we beat the Bears, and we lose the Detroit. Man, yeah. There's 3 teams where I just go, fuck it, we're going to lose. And that's the Rams, the Ravens, and the Lions. Now, the Lions can be 50-50. We got to see what they're going to be like. But I say 12 wins, just 1 extra win. There's going to be a team in there, Slick, that we shouldn't beat, but we do. Then there's going to be a team we should beat.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what the fuck, Bowles?
Yeah, it'll be almost like at the beginning of the season, we beat Cincinnati sparingly and then lose to the Browns. That kind of vibe.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, that will piss me off. I'd rather lose to the Bengals than lose to the Browns. The Bucs should put up 30 points. They don't have Garrett anymore. You got to put up at least minimum 30 against that defense. Verse is not Garrett. So if I am Zach Robinson, I'm doing a fucking air assault.
Okay, but they've still got the same offensive coordinator, right?
No, I think they got a different coordinator.
Different coordinator. Okay. They've still got arguably one of the better running backs in the NFL. They've got one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL.
He's right, and they still got Derrick Henry.
Fucking Lamar will win you games with his feet alone.
Yep. Exactly. That's why. Now
I get where he's coming from, and I appreciate where he's. I totally appreciate where he's coming from, and it's a very valid point. I think it's the Lamar factor for me.
I agree. Well, it's Lamar and Henry, because now if you focus on Lamar, Henry can beat us.
You need a running quarterback game plan to beat that team, and if you can't,
right.
we suck at running quarterbacks.
Yes, we do. Now, here's the funny thing about this one. No, Pittsburgh, you're going to learn what life is like without fucking Tomlin. Here's the thing that pisses me off about Steeler fans, Slick. As Buck fans, we would love to have consistent playoff runs. You Steeler fans are being unfucking grateful. Now, here's the funny thing, Slick. Mike McCarthy, do you realize, Slick, that anytime he does look good, he has to have a top 10 quarterback? Aaron Rodgers, elite. Dak Prescott, top 10. Do you think he would have taken a Steelers team to a playoff with Mason Rudolph as the fucking quarterback? No. So, Slick, I'm going to call it right now. The Steelers are going to take a step back, 7 to 8 games tops. Their defense is going to collapse. Remember, Slick, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, the superstars, those boys is getting old now. They're getting old. And at this juncture of their career, Slick, do you think TJ Watt is going to get the best of Tristan Wirfs?
Possibly. I think he'll have his moments, but you got to. He's not going to beat him like a drummer or anything like that.
That's my point, though, Slick. This isn't TJ Watt of 2020 or 2021. He's slowly getting back. And remember, he has injury issues, and Hayward is getting old too. So that's my issue, Slick, when it comes to these Steelers. And as you said, Slick, pass rush. If Canty and Vita are not, I'll take that back, Slick. If Bowles is not blowing up that fucking middle and making Aaron Rodgers have to run out, then
Aaron Rodgers isn't the quarterback he used to be.
That's my point. He's a statue. Put him on his ass. Oh, last time I checked, I know he's with the Packers, but Slick, what do you think Aaron Rodgers' record is overall when he comes to Tampa?
He doesn't play well against the Bucs.
He's 1-3 in Tampa. That motherfucker hate Hillsborough County. When he comes to Tampa, he probably be like, oh, fuck, I got to smoke. I got to go do a pipe. I got to run and do a line, do something. Okay.
We'll see. Hey, a defensive matchup. What are their weapons like, though?
Exactly. And none of those players you just mentioned, especially Highsmith, is beating Wirfs. Now, Steeler fans, be real with your fucking selves. See, Slick, you see why we got to – again, we're here to educate, guys, and entertain. We are Bucs fans, but we are fans of football first. In no fucking galaxy, Highsmith is going to get the best of Wirfs. There's only two people, Slick, that could obviously, in my opinion, give Wirfs the biggest run for his money. That would be, of course, Myles Garrett and maybe Max Crosby. Anyone else? No. Again, that's fan talk. Slick, Highsmith is not no fucking like legit super threat against no Wirfs. Again, Steeler fans.
No, but I think he's looking at it from the fact that Cam will be going up against the weaker offensive lineman, but he'll have to chip.
He's gonna right. Oh, and they forgot, Slick. Cody Mock will be back. Hey, Slick, do they forget what the Bucs did to the Chargers when they were the number one defense in 2024 and they had a pass rush? We did this. This is all you heard. Oh my God! Stop! No, Bucs, no, please, no, please. This hurts. Fuck your steel curtain. Y'all ain't shit anymore. And you gonna learn because again, Slick, someone tried to disrespect Tomlin. Well, AJ, he won with Bill Cowher's team. I want to pimp slap them. Then when I said, do you know what coaching tree he came under? Who cares? So Tony Dungy is not a legend. Do they forget, Slick, Mike Tomlin helped develop Rondé Barber? You don't believe us? Why the fuck was Tomlin at Rondé Barber's Hall of Fame ceremony? So, again, it's not, you want to argue. We're debating. But again, you got to take the fan cap off and use your football logic. I love Canty, but if Canty, to be honest, Slick, Canty is not beating the top 2 centers by himself. Not at this juncture in his career. I love Canty. That ain't fucking happening. I love Yaya, Slick, but if Yaya plays a top 5 tackle
or somebody like that, yeah,
he's going to get beat. We're not talking about you. We're not talking about you. We're not talking about you, man, per person. We're talking about your fellow Steeler fans that disrespected Tomlin. Because again, Tomlin and McCarthy are 2 different levels. McCarthy is offensive minded. So if anything, Slick, their defense might take a step back because he doesn't know how to lead. So again, y'all, good luck to you.
It's gonna be interesting.
Exactly, but we will get the fuck out of here.
Every team at this point, we're all sat here. We've all got hope. We've all got belief that we can win. And it don't matter what anyone's going to tell us. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be, and we're going to see how this motherfucker shakes out. I'm hoping our Bucs have a good season, and we.
Yes, again, we're going on the hope like the Saints fans. So if we're going on hope, Slick, we might fuck around and be 14-3 if that happens, Slick. I might be intoxicated if by the end of the season. If we go 14-3, I will lose it. But again, guys, thank you for checking out Bucs Report The Aftermath. You need to subscribe to YouTube or Apple Music or Spotify. And again, as everyone said before, please don't be scared to vote. It's right there. Right there. Vote for us. Again, we educate and entertain. Again, you got a defensive-minded championship coach right here in Slick. You got an offensive-minded maniac in AJ Turnup. Like I said, I'd run a spread on half you bitches and see what you can do. But I appreciate y'all again. AJ_Turnup on TikTok. Check me out. I'm always live and I'm always talking shit. Slick, as always, my brother, good to see you. Take care of yourself and stay on top. Everybody else, go Bucs. Unless we out this bitch. We go. The season starts. Pay Baker. I'm out.
Pay Baker. I'm all about the Pay Baker. But yeah, absolutely exciting, ready for the season. Everyone's got hope. We all believe all our teams can win. And it'll come down. We'll find out. We will find out. But I'm super excited about what the Buccaneers can do. Let's see what Ruben Bain can do. And see if Todd Bowles can redeem himself. Because as far as I'm concerned, he should be the first one on the plane out. But he gets an opportunity to kind of prove himself. I believe there's stories going around that this might be his last season, regardless of what happens. So who knows? Who knows what will happen? But on that note, guys, get ready for camp. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see you all potentially next week when we'll start talking about camp and the camp battles that are coming up. What our team's going to shake up and look like. Ready for week 1 of the preseason and then going into week 1 of the regular season. And on that note, Bucs on me, Bucs on free. 1, 2, 3, go Bucs!